This body review is all about luxury, high performance, because we have two very special, iconic performance luxury sedans. But for any body review, I need a buddy.
Howdy, folks.
Hey.
Check it out. We have two of what I think are some of the best performing performance sedans in this class. We have the 2020 BMW M340i.
Yep.
And the 2020 Infiniti Q50. Both of them have all-wheel drive. Both of them are turbocharged. Both of them have very, very similar numbers. They both even weigh about the same.
Yeah.
Now, how are we going to test these vehicles?
Like every body review, we're gonna do performance tests, 0 to 60 in the real world. Then we're also gonna do a navigation test.
Okay.
Okay. Also sound test on the interior, suspension test. I also want to do something really special.
Oh, you're going to save that to the end?
Well, yeah, I also want to do a Rev Battle.
Yeah.
These two cars sound really good. And at the end, we're gonna rank them and give you our opinion.
All right, so let's hit it with the Infiniti.
Yes, let's do it. This car has been around for a while, and I'm actually glad it hasn't changed much because I love the styling. It's always been a little bit more affordable, entry-level, high-performance sedan, but this is a special one. It's a Q50S all-wheel drive Red Sport, correct?
Yep, it is the Red Sport, and there's something you guys need to know. It's freaking powerful.
Yes.
400 horsepower V6 that puts out 350 pound-feet of torque, and it's hooked up to a 7-speed automatic transmission with, of course, paddle shifters. Very quick shifting. Now, it does have a couple things for performance, including a electronically controlled suspension system and an electronically controlled steering system, basically drive-by-wire. We've had mixed results using this system, but one thing that both of us agree on, that is one powerful power plant. Both of these cars, they weigh just under 4,000 pounds.
I'm excited by this. Obviously, you've got the badging, this red color, but this is a Red Sport, right? So it does have special features, and this is optional, right, Nathan? The carbon fiber?
Yeah, the carbon fiber mirror caps along with the rear tail spoiler, that's a $1,500 option.
But you gotta have it. Large dual exhaust pipes, and like I said, in a little while after we get done driving this car, we'll also compare the exhaust sound. You know, back in the day when Sebastian Vettel, Formula One driver, was with Red Bull, he helped create this car, right?
Yeah, with the tuning. He did a lot of stuff with the actual tuning of the vehicle, putting it on the track, and actually really lending his voice to how the vehicle should be. And then when he left, they changed a whole bunch of things.
But I like talking about Seb, okay? Well, should we get in and show the interior and also take it for a drive?
Hell yeah. By the way, did you notice these wheels? Andre, take a look at these. I really do. I mean, painted wheels has always been something that I've been iffy about, but these are really good looking. Nice leather seats.
Here we go.
But I gotta tell you right off the bat, Andre.
Yes.
I'm a little underwhelmed with the interior. It's not ugly, don't get me wrong. A lot of Infiniti interiors are actually quite nice, but this one is kind of simple.
Yeah, but you know what? It also reminds me of the cars from, a couple years ago. It feels familiar. You know what I'm saying? But they have created this new center stack, right?
Yeah, there's two different information screens.
Dual screens, right? So that's been a recent change. Not for 2020, but recently.
Yeah, recently.
But look at the steering wheel. Nice, kind of a large steering wheel, paddle shifters. You've got some of your controls right here.
Right.
And your sport modes, right? Or driving mode switch is down here.
I propose we go in sport mode in both cars. Not the super top of the line sport mode, but the one that's basically so people can have a little bit of fun. That way, when we do 0 to 60, they're both kind of sort of evenly matched.
Yeah, so sport mode right
here there you go.
Actually tells you on the screen.
Uh-huh.
All right, let's get going. Let's talk about the engines a little bit more.
Yeah.
This is a 3-liter V6 twin turbo.
Uh-huh.
So it's proper. I mean, a lot of people like that displacement, not just Infiniti, right?
Well, yeah, 3 liters is actually what a lot of other people seem to aspire to in terms of displacement, and it's including some German rivals, which we'll get to later.
Yeah.
Now, this vehicle, I mean, let's face it, it's a Nissan product.
Yes.
One thing Nissan knows how to do is build a powerful V6.
Yeah, they've been doing it for decades, right?
I mean, the GTR is still a legend. Now, granted, they are in the same family, but they're not related in terms of engine powertrain and whatnot. They're very separate. But a lot of people speculate that a vehicle like this could match the GTR with a little bit of tuning in terms of track performance.
And people do tune these things. I mean, not instantly after buying them, probably, but after a while, you know, these cars are good lasting cars, right? They last quite a lot. So, as we always do, 0 to 60 is first. Then we're going to check the sound level on the highway, just to make sure the cabin is still comfortable, because it's a luxury car.
All right.
Also. And then finally, we'll do a navigation system test.
So we got to come to let this reset.
Yep. Are you ready?
Yep. Okay. Wow, this thing moves.
Dude, so, can you see that?
5.9 seconds, and that's with 3 people in the vehicle.
Yeah.
At high elevation. This thing, it sounds, on full boil, it sounds amazing. Now, speaking of sounds, let's try this.
Yeah, 55 miles an hour. Let me just settle in. Okay. Here we go. Like about 67.
I was going to say 67 seems to be about what it's averaging.
67 decibels in the cabin, and that's
okay.
running below 2,000 RPM, just kind of chilling.
Mm-hmm. But one thing I can hear that exhaust constantly rumbling behind me.
Yes.
It's not necessarily a bad thing.
But listen to this. Okay, I'm sorry.
No, don't apologize. You're a truck guy normally, so this is a special treat for you.
Yeah, I don't get to do this every day.
No, that's the awesome part about it. And this car really is a treat to drive. I'm still not sold on the interior. I gotta say that I love the exterior of the car. I love the design of it. I love Infiniti exterior designs. They're unique and they flow.
And it still lasts. I mean, this design has been around for a few years, but it still looks new. It doesn't
I
look
really
dated.
do like the way they look, and this red is absolutely epic. But the interior just doesn't work for me.
Let me try the navigation test.
Yep.
We always try to navigate to only one place. It's a sandwich shop.
Yep, fire away. Navigation.
Please say or select a command.
Navigate to Snarfs.
Please wait. Points of interest. Showing matching places. Please say or select an item number from the displayed list.
Number 2.
Please wait.
Okay, that seems to be going okay.
Slow and clunky.
Snarfs. Please say or select an item number from the displayed list.
we got what
or
we
select
need.
a different tab. 1. Calculate route or adjust location.
We got to do the ride test.
So that took a little bit of a while, but she actually got it.
She got it,
Yeah.
but it was definitely not the
Go
fastest we've
Points
seen.
of go back. Please say
we're
or
about to
select
get
go
to the-
back. Canceling voice recognition.
God, lady.
All right, let's do the suspension test, because these cars are about handling, but what about comfort?
Now we're still in sport mode.
Yep.
So just keep that in mind, guys.
Rough road. Look at the hula girl.
She's moving a little bit.
1, no motion. 10 is complete insane motion.
It's not too bad. I can feel it in my seat more than she's wiggling, to be honest with you. And we gotta.
Yeah, it's not super harsh. I would give it maybe on an ultimate comfort level, maybe a 4 out of 10.
I'm gonna give it a 5. I could feel it in the seat, and I could hear the car rumbling, even though she wasn't moving a lot. So yeah, I could definitely feel it a little bit more. And I could hear it too. That was the other thing. So it's all kind of part of the sensation.
And guys, if you want to see a performance review, our professional driver Paul Gerard has had a similar version of this car, Red Sport, on the track. So it's a hot or not series. You can check it out on TFL Car YouTube channel. I'm not qualified to do hot lap times. He is.
Yep. You tend to drive like a babushka when you're in a sports car anyway. So there you go. I figured if I flogged you enough, you'd do something. There we go. God, this thing sounds great on full boil.
Yeah.
It really does sound good. Not all V6s sound good, right? I mean, some, like the Italians can do a V6 sound like you can't believe.
But you know, if you look in the history of the Infiniti, you know, the 3.7 liters V6s, they're naturally aspirated V6s, then 3.5s, etc., etc.
Or 4 liter.
And even if the 4 liters, they have unique sounds. You know, once in a while, if you hear like an older 3.7, that's an Infiniti. Like, you can tell, right? You can tell what engine that is.
There's some exhaust tuning going on, without a doubt, especially on these newer ones. They're getting it. They're understanding that people want a sound. I mean, the exhaust outlets on there are large enough to put Tommy's head inside of. They're absolutely huge. But the other side of it is, there's going to be a lot of luxury people out there who don't want the sound. And I mean, I pity them, but you know, because it's really glorious.
Yeah. Well, maybe they shouldn't get a Red Sport then.
Exactly.
Maybe they should get something just a little bit more calm, right?
Well, that's exactly it.
Yeah.
The Red Sport, I would imagine people who buy this, the people who should buy it, I should say, are the people who want a sports car that has a lot of high tech, that we know handles really, really well, and at the same time gives them this look. I mean, the body is just to die for.
Oh yeah, this is the benchmark, right?
The Bitter? Yes, it is, as a matter of fact. This is a proper sports touring luxury sedan in this class.
Let's pop the hood, dude. Let's see it.
Oh, absolutely.
I also really love this color. And it's got kind of a new grille design. I mean, it's still a double kidney shape. That's what they call it. But this design inside of it is different. It's blocked off on the top. On the inside, it's an active grille shutter design. Of course, you have to double pull to open the hood,
Which
right?
I did. Whoa. 382 horsepower and 369 pound-feet of torque. So it puts out a little bit more torque than the Infiniti, but it's not as powerful. So it's an interesting cross between. That's a 3-liter straight inline 6.
And look at the size of this plastic cover. It's ginormous. Of course, it has M Performance here, and it's an 8-speed automatic, correct?
That is correct. And just like the other one, it has all-wheel drive. So both of these vehicles have similar recipes, as we were saying before. 3-liter, 6-cylinder, turbocharged engines. It's kind of a trip. And the thing is, this power plant is used in so many other things, including, technically speaking, the Toyota Supra, right? I mean, that's a similar power plant. Yeah. It's interesting to see how BMW has moved it around, and I gotta be honest with you, the engine is magic.
And this is also what they call M340i.
Right.
So it's not a full-on M, right?
No, it's not.
So if you want more performance, you can have it. But the Infiniti, that's the top of the line, right? Red Sport is as high as you can go.
Yeah, this one's sort of like 3/4 of the way there. But what you're getting is a performance sedan that is somewhat affordable and at the same time gives you incredible performance and luxury. This is a bit of a disappointment for me. I really am not a big fan of the super nostrils that they're putting on BMW products. I don't mind any other angle of a BMW, but the nose, it's just not doing it for me. So this is a personal thing. Once again, of course, we all have our own opinions, but please continue the tour.
Profile is very conservative, very traditional BMW, I would say. Obviously, the wheels, maybe you have a lot of choice in different wheel designs. Obviously, X-Drive all-wheel drive, like we told you, and a tiny, really conservative spoiler on the back.
The exhaust tips on this,
yes,
not as aggressive looking as the ones on the Infiniti, but they're still pretty cool.
So it has a stylistic element here, and this round tailpipe is actually inside of it. So, but the style, you know, if they were maybe chromed out a little bit more, I think it would pop. Just this car is lacking a little bit of visual pop.
Okay, so the chrome that you're talking about, what you'll notice is the shade of metal that they're using for these exhaust tips is exactly the same that they're using on the grille. So it's sort of that bronze kind of look to it. Strange, right? Let's get in.
So if the Infiniti Q50 was traditional Infiniti, this is very traditional BMW. If you've known these cars for decades, you'll be kind of feeling at home here, right?
Well, I'll tell you one thing. They've taken some of the older design elements that I like, and they've added new design elements that I like to create one of the nicest driver-centric interiors out there. This two-tone look is really good. I'm not a big fan of metal or fake carbon fiber, but this works all right. the rest of it is just beautiful on the inside. It's funny. I don't think much of the outside, but I absolutely love the interior of this car.
So why do they have to redesign the shifter like every other year?
About every 4 years they
Can you tell
redesign
me
it.
that?
Because everybody out there needs a new shifter.
No,
It's a good thing, yeah?
I want to get in the car and know exactly, intuitively how to shift it.
Don't say much, because before long they're going to move to like a paddle rotary knob thing that you have to rub your nose
No,
against.
pretty
or
soon
something.
you'll just think about it and the car will shift for you.
Yeah, actually, it's funny you mentioned that. We have something interesting in the car later on with navigation that you're going to love.
Okay, so tell me about this engine a little bit more. So it's traditional straight six,
It's
right?
a straight six twin skull turbocharged engine, and altogether, one of the things about this power plant that's really impressive is the amount of torque it makes, and it makes it fairly low. It's 369 pound-feet of torque. I would say that in terms of a flexible powertrain, six-cylinder, this is one of the more flexible ones out there. The 3-liter straight six is legendary for a good reason. And it sounds different too. It doesn't sound like that V6, which sounded amazing on its own. This one sounds great.
Let me put it in sport,
I was
please.
about to tell you, put it in sport mode.
Okay.
Now this
Ooh,
is
it downshifted already.
Uh-huh. Yeah, its shift patterns are completely different when it goes into sport mode. Now you can't there are other modes to play with, because it's a BMW. It's almost infinitely tunable.
Yes.
But the thing is that we don't want to go that direction. We want to make sure that we're just in sport mode, just like the other one, which is a fair trade-off between being in a regular street mode and then being on a track mode, right?
Yes.
All right. So the question is, right off the bat, which interior do you prefer? Winner. Yep, you already admit. You got to admit. Come on.
Absolutely. Because first of all, there's more color, more choice. The material just feels just a little bit a touch better in here.
Yeah, and newer. Everything feels more contemporary, newer, fresher. There are a couple things that I'm not thrilled with. I think this is metal, but I'm not sure,
No,
type
it doesn't
thing.
really feel like metal.
Yeah, I'm just not 100% sure. Little things like that in a vehicle that when we get to, it's remember, we got to do 0-60, bro.
Okay, so let me pause really quick.
Now, last time you didn't do a lot of torquing, so the same with this one, okay?
Yep, natural.
All right. There it goes. A little bit of turbo lag, but now she's off. 5.6.
It's quicker.
It's quick as in the Infiniti, huh?
5.6, and I could have brake torqued it, and I think it would have solved a little bit that lag initially. So this is a properly quick car. Interesting. So the download torque helped us in this case.
It did, because there was some lag and some drop off, and we felt it.
Yes.
There are 3 people in this car. Once again, we are traveling over a mile above sea level. So this is a vehicle that has a couple elements going against it, and yet it's just fast.
Let's measure sound really quick.
Sound it is. You ready, guys? So if you bring it to 55.
I just did.
I'm going to say between 65 and 66. So a little bit quieter, and it does sound quieter.
Almost, yeah. There's not a lot of kind of that red sport, a little bit drony exhaust feeling.
That exhaust was definitely very droning, but the thing I'm hearing,
Yes.
I can hear the tires, and I
know,
can hear
and this
wind
is
noise.
surprising.
Yeah, it's not what I was
I mean, a
expecting.
car this caliber needs to be a little bit more, I think, just insulated maybe from that sound.
I took one of these on the highway, and it handled pretty good, but I do remember even then I was able to hear some tire noise as well.
Okay. So let me try the navigation system as we approach our next step.
Now remember, you don't have to hit any buttons. You just have to say
But
something.
I could if I wanted to.
Yes, you could, but see, the whole point of this is to show them the new navigation system.
Okay.
Okay, try it.
Hey, BMW.
Hello. What can I help you with?
Navigate to Snarfs.
For this function, I need a connection to a Bluetooth device. Mobile devices.
No, you don't.
bummer.
No, you don't need a connection. So this is weird. So let me try something.
May I?
Yes.
Hey, BMW navigation, Snarfs.
Which one of these destinations?
That's what you're supposed to do.
So I cannot say navigate, but so
Please select an entry from the list.
if you do it right, you have to learn the right cadence, then you can get instantly on there almost as quickly as you
Expected
can.
drive time is 3 minutes.
But it has to be more natural, right? Navigation has to be as easy as Google, right?
Hey, BMW, cancel navigation.
I've ended the guidance.
It takes a second for her to digest the information,
Okay.
but she does it pretty quickly. And, I'm sorry, go ahead.
But you can also use buttons, or you can use gestures. I mean, this is a very high-tech
Yeah,
system.
it really is. It really is. Now, speaking of high tech, let's see how good the suspension is.
Once again, in sport.
You're in sport mode.
Let's look at the hula girl and see how much she dances. Once again, I'm running over the same. Ooh, that was a little bit of a hard hit.
Yeah, but we hit that before.
Yeah, in the other car too.
Mm-hmm. She's not bouncing around quite as much.
It's a little bit more controlled. The hit is pronounced, but everything else is just more. It feels better.
Deadened.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna give this a 4, even though it was a little bit louder. I didn't feel it in the seat as much, and I don't think she wiggled quite as much. I think I gave the other one a 5.
I would agree with you. I think it's just one step better as far as kind of comfort level on the suspension than the Infiniti. So this car is a little bit quicker. I would say the navigation is a little bit harder to use. I know you learned the cadence.
It's easy to use.
But I didn't have to learn anything in the Infiniti. I just said what I wanted to say.
Yeah, it was still a little clunky. I'm sorry. No, I think that this system is altogether, the entire setup in here is far superior in terms of tech. I know you'd rather have some sort of lever to pull or whatever, and as if you're flying a Stromovic, but this is not exactly old tech. This is new stuff, and that new technology. Come on, Grandma. What are you waiting for?
I was waiting for the car.
Yeah. Thank you. Just a little bit of that is all I need to wake up.
Dude, you know what? BMW knows how to tune the transmission. They know how to tune an engine, chassis. I mean,
Without a doubt.
This is why this 3 Series has been one of the benchmarks that everybody else aspired to beat.
Including Infiniti.
Yes.
Yeah, I agree. There are so many things I like about the car, but there are a couple things I dislike about this car. It's weird because both these cars have a lot of positive and negative going on.
So I think the final judgment will be based on price and our final ranking. Buy it, lease it, rent it, or forget it, right?
Yeah, I don't think you're going to like my score,
Give me a hint on price. Which car is less or more expensive?
I can give you a hint.
Yes.
This is definitely more expensive.
Okay, so you're getting a BMW, but you're also paying for it.
BMW has a tendency to nickel and dime the owner. And actually, a lot of German car companies do that. They tend to really push the price.
How many options? I mean, what's the total option price like?
Well, it's about $12,000 worth of options, roughly.
Hello.
Really? See, this is the problem.
Try again.
Hey, BMW, shut up.
All right.
I know, right?
Wait, she took it from you?
Yeah, she took it from me.
Wait, can I try something?
Yeah, try it.
Hey, BMW.
Hello. What can I help you with?
What do you think about Infiniti Q50?
Try again.
She's not gonna give her a review.
No, she's saying try again, like she doesn't like the car, so try another car. That's how advanced she is. Holy cow. Talk about a properly stated point of view.
We got to do a Rev Battle because both of these are performance sedans, so they have sound tuning on their exhausts. I'm also going to measure the sound level, but in the comments below, please rate which exhaust you like the most. Wow, that was fairly angry. Yeah, okay, let's do the Infiniti. Do you like the straight 6 sound with a little bit of... Nathan doesn't want me to talk anymore. All right, before we rank it, buy it, lease it, rent it, or forget it on our scale, what are the pricing, final test prices?
The Infiniti Q50 has a total price of $60,475.
Okay, 60 grand.
Yep. The BMW is a little bit more pricey. MSRP is $69,570.
So about $9,000 difference?
That is correct.
So on our scale, buy it, lease it, rent it, or forget it, what do you give each car? I'm gonna put you on the spot right there.
I give them both lease-its.
Okay.
I can't buy either of them. Either one looks really good but doesn't have the interior or the tech, or the other one doesn't look great but it does have the interior and the tech. They're both not quite enough for me.
Dude, I can't believe you said it, because I was thinking same rating for me, lease it, lease it. In order for me to buy one of these, it has to be like an emotional connection, which I kind of had with the Infiniti a little bit more than the BMW.
Right.
But then the steering by wire is a little bit numb, and the interior, and then the BMW, the price is a little high.
It is a little bit.
So lease it for both.
All right, well, there you go, guys. We hope you enjoyed this. Please let us know what you think below.
And go back to tflcar.com for more news, views, and real-world performance sedan reviews.